Ay, napakaganda naman ng araw natin ngayon. Alam ko magandang araw nyo. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Ito na naman po tayo sa isang pagtalakay ng isang kaalaman. Kaalamang dapat alam natin, ito ang Anatomy 101 ng shoulder girdle. Okay, start tayo. Ang shoulder girdle ay parte o continuation ng upper extremity. So, shoulder girdle is formed by two bones, the clavicle and the scapula. That is the clavicle and that is the scapula. The function of which is to connect the upper limb to the trunk. It is incomplete both in front and in the back. It is completed in front by the sternum. Dahil ang ating clavicle, which is part of the shoulder girdle, is articulating with the manubrium of the sternum. The scapulae is widely separated in the back. So, hindi siya naka-articulate sa rib o kaya sa vertebra doon sa likod. So, it is widely separated in the back. The proximal humerus is not part of the shoulder girdle. No? It is not part of the shoulder girdle proper, but it is considered to be part of this because it is included or part of the shoulder joint. So, kasali siya, no? Kumbaga, hindi siya kasali sa shoulder girdle, pero kasali naman siya sa glenohumeral joint na tinatawag. So, pag-usapan natin yung detalye ng ating clavicle. Your clavicle is a long bone. So, isa siyang long bone because it has a body and two articular extremities. So, the acromion extremity is the lateral aspect. It articulates with the acromion or acromion process of the scapula. While the external extremity is medial aspect. It articulates with the manubrium of the sternum and the first costal cartilage. So, yung external extremity natin ay dalawa yung kanyang articulations, no? Sa manubrium ng sternum tsaka sa first rib or first costal cartilage. This is the body of the clavicle. So, the clavicle lies in a horizontal oblique plane just above the first rib. So, it is superior to the first rib. So, it forms the anterior part of the shoulder girdle. No? So, kung si scapula ay posterior part, ito yung anterior part ng shoulder girdle. It serves as fulcrum for the movements of the arm. It is double curve for strength and it is more acute in males than in females. So let's talk about the scapula. So the scapula is a flat bone. So this is the posterior view of the scapula and that is the anterior view of the scapula, while this one is the lateral portrait of your scapula. It forms the posterior part of the shoulder girdle. It is triangular in shape. It has two surfaces, three borders, and three angles. So this one is the anterior surface. That one is the posterior surface. These are the borders, and these are the three angles. The location of your scapula is at the supero-posterior thorax between the second and seventh ribs. So this red line here is approximately at the second rib, and this purple line here is approximately at the seventh ribs. No? So positioning parameter for chest radiography. The central ray for chest radiography is perpendicular to the level of T7 or the inferior angle of scapula. So ginagamit natin tong inferior angle ng scapula para sa pagdetermine kung saan natin ipupwesto yung central ray during chest radiography. Let's talk about the scapular surfaces. So the scapular surfaces include the costal or the anterior surface. So ito siya, no? So the costal or the anterior surface. So it is slightly concave and contains the subscapular fossa attachment of the subscapularis muscle and the anterior serratus muscle. So yon. So it is a fossa, no? And concave in shape. The dorsal surface or the posterior surface is divided into two portions by the prominent spinous process. So yan. The crest of spine, ito yon, arises at the superior third of the medial border and runs obliquely superior to the acromion. So from here, it is running oblique, tapos papataas siya, no? Superiorly to the acromion. So the acromion is in this particular area. So if we assign two imaginary lines to divide the scapula into three, so we have these two imaginary lines, we will be able to determine where is the superior third of the medial border. So ito yung medial border, asan yung superior third, no? So that one is the inferior third, this is the middle third, and that is the superior third. So this is the superior third of the scapula. The acromion is a flattened ovoid projection. So sabi natin kanina, yung crest ay, yung dulo nyon ay yung acromion, no? So this is the acromion process. The supraspinatus fossa is an area above the spine. So it gives origin to the supraspinatus muscle. So dito siya, no? So actually, it can extend up to here. Next is we have the infraspinatus fossa. So the infraspinatus fossa is a portion below the spine. So it is the origin of infraspinatus muscle. So dito siya, no? It is demarcated by the green lines, no? Or border. So the spine is the origin of the infraspinatus muscle. The lateral border, superior two-third, is the origin of the teres minor muscle. So, dyan siya, no? The lateral border distal 1/3 and the inferior angle here is the origin of the teres major muscle. The medial border, so nasa discussion na tayo ng scapular borders, no? So the medial border is from the superior to the inferior angle. So from the superior angle to the inferior angle. So this one is your medial border when viewed posteriorly. And this one is the medial border when viewed anteriorly. The medial border is parallel with the vertebral column. So the vertebral column is presumably in this particular area. So you know that the vertebra is medial to the humerus. So that is the position of your humerus. So lateral, medial. So where the vertebra is medial to the humerus. Therefore, the humerus is lateral to the vertebra. So using those landmarks, you know that this is the medial border of the scapula. The medial border serves as attachment for the levator muscles of scapulae, the greater rhomboid muscle, and the lesser rhomboid muscle. So the superior border is from the superior angle to the coracoid process. So from the superior angle to the coracoid process here. Yan, no? Hanggang dito sa coracoid process. So mas view natin kasi yung coracoid process anteriorly. So we have a better view of the coracoid process anteriorly. So the scapular notch is a deep impression at its lateral end. So dito naman natin siya nakikita. Dito natin nakikita, no? So it is better viewed sa lateral projection or lateral view. So the lateral border is from the glenoid cavity to the inferior angle. So from the glenoid cavity to the inferior angle. So the location of your glenoid cavity is here because it articulates with the head of humerus. So from the articulation with the head of the humerus, where your glenoid cavity is, hanggang sa inferior border ng scapula. So sa scapular angles naman tayo. So the superior angle is the junction between the superior and medial border. So location is here. The inferior angle is a junction of the medial or vertebral border and the lateral border. So dito siya, no? So nasaan ba ang medial border natin? Dito. Lateral border is here. The lateral angle is the thickest part of the body of scapula and ends in the glenoid cavity. So dito ang ating lateral angle. So the lateral angle ends at the glenoid cavity. So the glenoid cavity is a hollow oval depression. It is a hollow oval depression which accommodates the head of humerus. So ito siya, no? Next is the neck of scapula. So the neck of scapula is a constricted region around the glenoid cavity. So the neck of scapula is approximately in this particular area. So take note that the yellow irregular line here demarcates the or mark the placement of the glenoid cavity. Here is the glenoid cavity. No? So the location of your neck of scapula is here. The coracoid process arises from a thick base that extends from the scapular notch to the superior portion of the neck of scapula. So dito siya. So laterally, ito yung itsura niya. It projects first anteriorly and medially and then curve on itself to project laterally. So on an anterior view, it looks like it is pointing towards the lateral because it projects itself, it is projecting towards the lateral side. So it projects laterally. It can be palpated just distal and slightly medial to the acromioclavicular articulation. So if this is the acromial end, this is also the location of your acromioclavicular articulation. So this acromion or acromial process is superior to that of your coracoid process. So base sa illustration natin, it is also superior and more lateral than the coracoid process. Therefore, the coracoid process is slightly medial and distal or inferior to that of the coracoid process. So, yun yung relationship nilang dalawa. So, scapula lies obliquely. So, yung scapula, kapag ka nasa anatomy na mismo, nasa katawan na natin mismo, it is lying obliquely. So, when we do or perform AP projection of the shoulder, it requires external body rotation. So, the AP projection of the shoulder requires external body rotation from anatomical position to produce an open glenohumeral joint or glenohumeral joint radiograph. So, on our illustration, nakikita natin na hindi open or magkadikit yung head at saka yung glenoid fossa. So, kapag ka sa projection ng shoulder, magkahiwalay yan. May konting space between them. Okay? So, it requires an external body rotation to do that. Similarly, in opposite direction, from anatomical position, the shoulder must be brought forward to place the body in an internal rotation manner to obtain the scapular Y view or the lateral projection of the shoulder joint or glenohumeral joint. So kapag ka mag-e-x-ray tayo, produce natin yung scapular view, scapular Y view, or the lateral projection of the shoulder joint, kailangan may internal rotation, no? Naka-internally rotate yung katawan. So, the shoulder should be brought forward, no? So, ito yung maproproduce natin na illustration ng ating scapula and the glenohumeral joint or the shoulder joint in total, no? So let's talk about the bursae. So the bursae are small synovial fluid filled sacs, no? So these are synovial fluid filled sacs. So ang function ng bursae is to relieve pressure and reduce the friction in tissue. It allows the skin to move easily when the joint is moved. So it facilitates movement, no? So ang locations ng ating bursae is between bones and skin, between bone and ligaments, muscles, or tendons. So this one is your acromion, part of the clavicle. This one is your part of the scapula. So it demonstrates the glenoid labrum. There is the head of humerus. Well, this one is the glenohumeral joint capsule. So, glenohumeral joint capsule. The subacromial bursa is one of the largest bursae of the shoulder. So, location is under the acromion process between the deltoid muscle and the shoulder capsule or shoulder joint capsule. So, ito yung tinatawag din nilang subacromial subdeltoid bursa. It does not normally communicate with the glenohumeral joint capsule or the shoulder joint capsule. So, kung yan yung ating acromion, ito yung ating deltoid muscle, yan yung ating capsule, ang location ng ating subacromial bursa ay nandito. So, it is below the acromion. So, it is below the acromion. It is also below the deltoid. And it is between the deltoid and the glenohumeral joint capsule. So, this is the approximate location of your subacromial bursa or the subacromial subdeltoid bursa. On a coronal view of the shoulder joint. So other bursae includes the supraacromial bursa, which is superior to the acromion, hence the word supraacromial, no? So superior to the acromion, it is subcutaneous in location. So sabi natin ang bursa ay it can be beneath the skin. So it is subcutaneous in location and it does not have any communication with the glenohumeral joint. Another one is the subcoracoid bursa. So the subcoracoid bursa is anterior to the subscapularis and beneath the coracoid process. Communication is not normally present between the subcoracoid bursa and the joint capsule. Subscapular recess is otherwise known as also known as the superior subscapularis recess or the subscapularis bursa. It is a usual extension of the glenohumeral joint capsule. So, ang subscapular recess ay dugtong or nakadugtong siya sa glenohumeral joint capsule. Ang coracoclavicular bursa is also known as the supracoracoid bursa. So, yun yung 5 bursae ng ating shoulder. So, radiographically, injury or aging causes deposition of calcium into the bursa. So, kapag ka na-injure or may aging, nade-deposit ang calcium sa ating mga bursa, sa shoulder. Okay, so in fact, isa sa mga common shoulder injury is anterior shoulder joint dislocation. Ano? Yan. So, yung joint calcification or calcification, no, deposition of calcium into the bursae can be seen as opacity on radiograph, no? So nagmumukha siyang puti dun sa radiograph. It is also demonstrated as increased Hounsfield unit in the area of calcification for CT scan images. So calcifications are frequently lie above or posterior to the greater tubercle of the humerus, in or about the tendons, no? So pwedeng nasa paligid ng tendon or nandun mismo sa tendon. So calcifications are sometimes demonstrated by internally or externally rotating the humerus. So to do that, to do internal or external rotation of the humerus, it involves the movement of the hand. So kapag external rotation of the humerus, niro-rotate natin externally yung ating palm, no? So pagka internal rotation naman ng ating palm. Okay? Next, the scapulohumeral articulation. So comes from the word scapula and the humerus. So the scapulohumeral articulation is ito yung nakikita natin or familiar sa atin na shoulder joint. No? It is between the glenoid cavity of the scapula and the humeral head. No? Yan. The glenoid cavity and the humeral head. It is a synovial ball and socket joint. Movements in all direction. No? So, ang movement niyan is all direction. Radiographic positioning pointer, any rotation of the hand also rotates these joints, no? The wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. So for example, you want to demonstrate AP projection of the wrist, elbow, or shoulder, dapat kung AP projection yan, dapat yung palm natin, palm of hand, is assuming the normal anatomical position. Having said that, iba kapag cases ng injury. Okay? The acromioclavicular articulation. So, from the word acromioclavicular, it is a joint between the acromion and the clavicle. So, the acromion process of the scapula and the clavicle. So it is between the acromion process of the scapula and the acromial extremity of the clavicle. So the acromial extremity of the clavicle. So dito ang location niya. So it is demarcated by the red line. It is a synovial joint and movements include both gliding and rotary, no? So that means include elevation, depression, protraction, and retraction. So the sternoclavicular articulation is between the sternal extremity of the clavicle and with two bones, no? So that includes the manubrium of the sternum and the first rib, no? So cartilage of the first rib. So nasaan siya? So the external extremity of the clavicle is here. So ito siya, no? Yung red. The manubrium of the sternum is here, no? So dyan yung joint niya, nandito. Yan. With the first rib, the cartilage of the first rib is also demarcated by the yellow line. So, yan. So, yung tatlong yan ay nagmi-meet dyan sa sternoclavicular articulation na tinatawag. Between the clavicle and the manubrium, take note, is the only bony union between the upper limb and the trunk. So, ito lang yung nag-iisang bony union between the upper limb and the trunk or the body, no? So the sternoclavicular articulation is also a synovial double gliding joint. It is adapted by the fibrocartilaginous disc here, similar to ball and socket joint. Therefore, the movements include circumduction, elevation, depression, forward and backward movements. So the clavicle carries the scapula. So itong clavicle natin, it carries the scapula with it through any movement. So knowing that the clavicle carries the scapula with it through any movement, we should remember that following shoulder injury, usually we encounter patients, no, with their limb which is often supported by arm sling. So kapag naka-arm sling na yung pasyente, we suspect shoulder injury. So kapag naka-arm sling na yung pasyente and we suspect shoulder injury, positioning pointer is that no attempt should be made. No attempt should be made to move or position the limb in assumption of the anatomical position. Sabi natin kanina, no, kapag ka-AP shoulder, dapat naka-AP din yung hand. Okay? But here, in cases of trauma of the shoulder, no attempt should be made to move or position the limb in anatomical position. So, yun. So, tatandaan natin yun. It's a very good pointer, positioning pointer. Okay, at dyan na nagtatapos yung ating discussion sa upper girdle, no? Or shoulder girdle rather, no? So, kung nagustuhan nyo yung ating presentation ngayon, so kung nagustuhan nyo yung ating presentation ngayon, o kaya sa tingin ninyo ay nakakatulong ito, no? Sa ating profession, ako'y humihingi, no, ng pabor na subscribe, no? Mag-subscribe kayo sa channel na to. Follow, no? Ganyan ba ang follow? Or ganito, follow. Nonetheless, pwede nyo ring i-like and share and click the notification button, no? Para ma-update kayo kung may sa mga susunod nating mga presentations. Yun lamang. Salamat. Thank you.